So, what are some of your favorite monsters?
Well, the Alien, the Predator, and I feel like there was another one, but the Terminator.
Mm. Is that all that comes to mind at the moment? Okay,
Oh yeah,
well, the main thesis of my position paper is how humanity always has a role in the monster, basically. It either is the monster, creates the monster, or through its own actions and nature draws in the monster to do what it does.
Mhm.
How do you think that some of these monsters you've listed correlates or goes against this theory?
well, the Terminator. He is technology, right? Right, and humanity made technology easy.
Indeed, very straightforward, very easy conclusion to draw. Yes.
Uh oh, Frankenstein and his monster.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he made his monster. He made the monster. And
Frankenstein's monster.
Mhm.
How do you think the Predator relates to this theory? Do you think it's too far fetched at that point, or do you see the connection?
Well, yeah, it could be pointed as the human's fault for being stupid and being violent.
Because the only reason the Predator will attack somebody is if they see it as a worthy opponent, if it has a weapon, or so forth. If if people didn't have the tendency to commit violent acts against each other and war against each other, then the events of the first Predator would not have happened.
Right. What about the alien?
Well, that's interesting. And at first, it seems, in my opinion, that it is one of the exceptions to this theory, but I think that it, in fact, brings another aspect into this argument. In the first films, in the very beginning, the originals, it seemed that the humans had absolutely nothing to do with the aliens. The aliens were in fact made by some space age race of extraterrestrials that dabbled in gene gene manipulation and the like. However, in the prequel Prometheus and in the sequel to the prequel Alien Covenant, it is revealed that the human-made synth who has a malfunction which makes it more human, quote unquote, or something akin to that, actually creates the xenomorphs in the original film. So, not quite a human, but a human-like creation of humans created the xenomorphs. And I think that shows that even when the director tries to steer away from this trope, eventually it will come up. They'll be pulled to it in some way. And I think this is representative of humans' tendency to create their own problems. Humans are the real monster, you could say.
Right. Yeah, I've never seen all of the aliens, so I didn't know that. But yeah, that makes sense.
I have seen most of them a long time ago, so if I am wrong about something, that is why. Do you think this? Do you think my paper, the theory, fits with man-made monsters like Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees, or do you think that this is a separate issue with the human being the monster?
Right. Ah, possibly. You could fight it. You yourself could fight it to go with your theory because it makes sense.
You think it could also be representative of the monster within, or the violent urges we may have when the gut reactions to when people wrong us to strike out violently, and that we suppress those those feelings? Do you think that monsters like Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees are representative of our fear of losing control?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Something I just thought of is zombies. Also, yeah, I think zombies can be roped into that because that's humans becoming the monster, and many times, oh, come to find out, humans had something to do with creating the virus as well. So you have human being the monster and human creating the monster.
Right.
And by being human, they draw in the zombies because it's not a linear, constant thing of whether or not zombies will attack other creatures. In some movies and media, zombies will only go after humans, and some zombies will only go after anything that moves. And that's more of an outlier factor, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, generic original zombies. That's like big thing. Brains. Zombies want humans' brains for some reason.
Because they lack brains themselves.
Probably because they, don't have brains.
Yeah.
Explains why they're stupid. Anywho. Okay.
The way that many horror stories in media are grounded around humans being the real issue, the real causes of the problems. Do you think this is reflective of how humans, in reality, also tend to believe that humans create other problems? And do you think this is a logical and correct analysis?
Well, considering that we're the only thing that has, like, basically, like, free will, we're the cause of all the problems other than uh, the forces of nature. So, yeah, I mean, there's nothing else that's going to cause a problem except for a stupid animal, I guess.
You don't generally see beavers lopping down an entire forest, even though they have the ability to. They just take what they need and go.
Right.
Humans always tend to take more than what they need.
Well, now we do.
Yeah, that's right. Now we do. Because now we can just sell the surplus.
Right.
But that may be a story for another day.
Mm-hmm.
The monster of money. while we have the concept of humans messing with nature and the like, I think this is a good time to bring in one of the monsters that correlate with this idea very heavily, Godzilla. Are you aware of the origin story of Godzilla and the concept behind him in the first movie?
I think so. Either he was just a lizard. He got irradiated, or the nuclear bombs woke him up, or some shit like that.
I believe in the 1998 film he was a lizard that was irradiated, but in the very original it wasn't entirely known what his exact origin was. But I think in the Japanese films it was concluded that he was actually like that, but the atomic testing woke him up. But the main concept behind Godzilla in the Japanese films were that he was an embodiment of nuclear weaponry. He came into Tokyo, messed stuff up, and just left wanton destruction in his wake.
Okay.
That was, yeah.
Was that made after World War II?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Just making sure.
Hey, I think you see the context now, don't you?
Yeah. That's pretty bad. I didn't realize that before. And
something interesting in Shin Godzilla, the newest, I think it's the newest Japanese Godzilla movie, is that this is what I have heard, and I'm pretty sure this is the Shin Godzilla movie, is that instead of trying to destroy him, well, they try to destroy him, but once they realize they can't destroy him, they decide to control him. And it's been told that that is symbolic of the general Japanese population's fear of nuclear power because of past experiences with nuclear meltdowns and World War II.
Right.
And that it's trying to send a message that they need not be afraid of what can now be controlled. Because when the nuclear plant melted down, that was a freak accident. That was two natural disasters combined at just the right moment to cause that meltdown. I think it was one of the newest meltdowns. But at this current time, there are so many safeguards in place that it's near impossible for something similar to happen. And now that that event has happened, they have probably put in extra safeguards to prevent something similar from happening to occur once again. So it's trying to say that they need to use this very useful tool. Because it's not just a tool, it can also be used. It's not just a weapon, it can also be used as a tool.
Right.
And thinking about it, that's an interesting case where the monster can also serve as a
tool. Can a monster be used as a tool?
I suppose so. And that's disregarding some of the, I think, 90s Godzilla movies where Godzilla was the savior of Tokyo, where he went from destroying everything to accidentally destroying everything while trying to save everything from other monsters.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the Godzilla with the blue fire, I think.
And very specific.
Yeah. that was the Godzilla that did that weird vertical jump at Megalon and drop kicked him. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Like he just flies at him feet first. That was that Godzilla.
Stupid.
Yeah.